Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if it's not your first time here, thanks for coming back. So today I have my roughly monthly palette ranking that I want to share with you today. Every time I test a batch of eyeshadow palettes, I like to review them in a ranking style. So just a forewarning, these are ranked on my preference. Doesn't mean it's the end all be all opinion. If you like something that I put at the very end of my list, I'm happy for you. It's cool, we have different preferences, and I'm gonna tell you why I like or dislike something, and that might actually convince you in the opposite direction, if that makes sense. So we are just gonna get right to it. I have 7 palettes to rank. I will list all of the palettes and link them down in the description box below, and if you enjoy this while you're watching it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love if you would consider subscribing before you leave. I've done multiple looks with these palettes either on my Instagram or on my YouTube channel, so if there are any corresponding videos, I will put them in the description box with the palettes. But let's start off with palette number 7. So in 7th place, I have the ColourPop Twist of Slate palette. So this one I got in a ColourPop mystery box that I did an unboxing about a month ago or so. I've done 2 now, and this was one that I got in my 2nd box. I really don't like this palette, and I'm so disappointed because when I first got it and I opened it and I looked at it, I was so excited about it because it looks stunning. But quality-wise, I really don't enjoy this palette. The mattes are very powdery and they're really lightly pigmented, which is not my preference. They would be good for someone who wants a literal sheer wash of color. They don't really ever end up looking like they do in the pan, and they have a ton of fallout, which normally I don't mind because I do my eyes first, but they have fallout throughout the day. Like if I use this as an eyeliner throughout the day, it falls underneath my eyes. I don't want that. It's not what I want, it's not what I desire. So I don't love the mattes. The cream shadow up here is very emollient and it's very crease prone unless you set it with something. So just be aware of that. And then these metallics, I really like these first 2 metallics. They're really pretty, but the other 2 are pretty lackluster in my opinion. These are the first 2 shimmers, and the other 2 are just not wham bam enough for me. They're a little on the drier side. So I'm not a big fan of this palette, unfortunately. I think the Vats Taupe palette is way better quality, and it's pretty much the same general color story. Not exactly the same, but you're getting cool tone neutrals. So here they are next to each other. So I would say if you were considering like a cool toned neutral palette from ColourPop, the Vats Taupe palette is much better quality in my opinion. So yeah, unfortunately this is coming in at number 7. Coming in at number 6 is the other palette that I got from the mystery box from ColourPop. This is the Glow Getter palette. So this palette is not bad. I think all the ones from here on out are good palettes, if not great. I would say that this is in the good category. The mattes, again, are more buildable, but they're definitely not as powdery and fallout prone as the Twist of Slate, but they are definitely more on the buildable side. They're nice. These shimmers are really beautiful as well. I did create a look on Instagram with this palette that I loved. I used kind of a combination of some of the mattes, and I put this flicker shade all over my lid, and it was absolutely stunning. This is definitely going to give you more of a neutral type of look, which I am a neutral girl at heart, so I love it. And it's really pretty. It's a really nice palette. It's good. It's not like the best ColourPop quality. I like my mattes a little more pigmented, and the color story itself is kind of boring. I mean, it's fine, but definitely the other palettes this month that I tried out beat this by a lot. Jumping ahead like 12,000 steps. Coming in at number 5 is the Blend Bunny Primal palette. This is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. If you've been here before, you know I love Blend Bunny. Their mattes are some of the best mattes I've ever used, period. They are blendable, they are pigmented, yet buildable. They are not powdery. They're just perfect mattes in my opinion. And this is a kind of a rainbow-ish palette, not quite a rainbow palette, but you know, it's bright and colorful, and it is mostly matte except for this one row of shimmers. I really love this. I've enjoyed using it. The only reason it's coming in at number 5 is a couple of reasons. I have the Blends palette and the Surge palette, so I don't feel like this actually gives me a ton more variety. It does obviously have different tones, but I mean, it's fine. I just didn't need this palette. It doesn't add a ton to my collection in terms of color story. I love the black and white matte though. Like this white is my favorite white matte in my collection. It's, you know, the same one that's in the Blends palette as well. And then the other reason this is coming in a little bit lower is this row of shimmers. I'm not a huge fan of the shimmers, except for like Regal and Potent. Those two are nice. The rest of them are a little bit dark for my taste. I enjoy more of like a mid-tone to light metallic, not a dark metallic. It's just not my preference. So I think if there were more light shimmers in here, this would have been higher up on the list. But nevertheless, it's a wonderful palette. If you are a color lover, you have to try Blend Bunny Cosmetics. Either this palette, the Blends palette, or the Surge palette, depending on what colors exactly you're looking for. They're top-notch quality. Coming in at number 4, I have the ColourPop Lush Life palette. Now, this is not a new palette, obviously, and I actually don't think it's available anymore, but it's new to me. On Black Friday last year, I bought a ton of ColourPop palettes, and I'm slowly working my way through them, and this was one that I bought on Black Friday, and so I finally had a chance to use it. I brought it to Miami when I went to Miami last week, and I was able to use this pretty thoroughly. I fully enjoy the looks I got out of this palette, and this quality ColourPop is the best quality ColourPop that I've found. The mattes are really pigmented yet blendable. The shimmers are stunning. This green, like lime green shimmer is so impactful. And I also love that you can get a neutrally / warm look out of this, which is always going to be my preference. Well, maybe I shouldn't say always, but it is my preference to have like a warm tone neutral look. I just love it. So absolutely stunning quality. Of course, like I said, I'm pretty sure it's not available. I don't know why they would discontinue it, but I think they did. But if you have it, you need to pull it out again. I know it is more of like a summertime palette, but fully enjoy this and the quality is great. Coming in at number 3, I have the Gourmand Girls and Doodles by the Bunny Spooked palette. I did just do a 2 looks video on this recently on my channel. I will link it down below if you want to see it in action. But this palette is absolutely stunning. The whole theming with it, Halloween, like anything Halloween, I'm there. Sign me up. I'm ready. Absolutely love the packaging, the whole theme. The embossings on the pan are really fun. This color story is really fun in the sense that it's neutral but colorful as well. So you get a mix of both, which I really enjoy. Absolutely love the quality. The mattes in this are really nice, but the true standout are the shimmers in my opinion. In particular, the 3 shimmers here, Spirit, Trick, and Pumpkin. These are multi-chromes, duochromes, they shift, and they are just that smooth, buttery, such gorgeously, oh my goodness, just stunning metallics. So fun. They're neutral, yet they give a little bit of pop and fun and twist to your look. The only reason this is coming in at number 3 and not 2 or 1 is just because the other 2 palettes I like a little bit more. But this palette, if you are interested in it, I would definitely say you will not be disappointed. Number 2 and number 1, I'm having a really hard time ranking them. I don't know. Just sitting here looking at them, they're interchangeable. Like one could be 2 and one could be 1 and it wouldn't matter. Like they both deserve the top spot in my opinion, but I have to choose one, okay? I have to choose one to be number 1. So coming in at number 2, I am going to choose the Natasha Denona My Dream palette. Listen, this palette is absolutely stunning, absolutely gorgeous. It is a dream. It's a dream. I love that there's such versatility in this. You can get a dark smoky look. You can get a neutral look. You can get a warm look. You can get a simple look. You can add a multi-chrome. Like there's so much versatility in this and it's great quality, the usual Natasha Denona quality that you would expect. I have nothing bad to say about it. I really don't. The only thing bad to say about it is the price, but I mean, it's to be expected because it's Natasha Denona, but fully enjoying this palette. I'm going to have so much use out of it in the fall and the winter. I know people compare it to the retro. I don't personally own the retro palette, so I can't really directly compare it to it, but I've been absolutely enjoying this palette and it's wonderful. Coming in at number 1, can I get a drum roll, please? I have the Nomad Hudson Valley palette. Listen, I just love this palette. First of all, packaging, stunning. The whole theming, the whole experience when you open up the palette is stunning. Now, I did just upload a 2 looks video with this palette. I will link it down below. And then the inside, this is just me in a palette. Like, I just feel like it's me in a palette. It's giving me nostalgic vibes because I am from New England. I don't live in New England, I live in Florida, but this is giving me kind of homesick vibes. Like, I miss seeing the foliage. But then come December when everybody's buried in snow and I'm at the pool, I don't miss it anymore. But love the color story, love the packaging, and the quality of these shadows is unbelievable. These mattes are the best mattes that I've ever tried from Nomad by far, and some of the best mattes I've tried, period. They're buttery, smooth, blendable, pigmented, easy to use, but they actually look true to pan. The 3 shimmers in here are really gorgeous. Again, more mid-tone to light shimmers, which is what I prefer. This palette is it my favorite Nomad palette? I still love the Haunted Europe palette, but this is probably neck and neck for my favorite Nomad palette. It's just like a perfect fall palette in my opinion, and I love it. And that's why it's at number 1. All right, and I hope you enjoyed this palette ranking video, I guess for the month of September / end of August. Let me know your thoughts about any of these palettes down below in the comments. I love hearing from you, or let me know a palette that you've tried recently that you have absolutely loved. I really want to know your thoughts. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot when you do that. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe before you leave. I do upload videos weekly, both beauty and fashion videos, and I would love to see you back on my channel again. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.